The Biden crime family continues to expand. The Oversight Committee now saying they've got 9 family members who may have been involved or may have benefited from the businesses that Congress is now investigating. We see Representative James Comer, other lawmakers, they visited the United States Treasury to view financial records related to Biden and his associates. James Comer actually went physically to the Treasury Department to view the records in person.
We're just walking out of Treasury now, and it's very concerning what we've seen. We knew that there were a lot of suspicious activity reports. We knew there were several LLCs, but until you see the sheer number and what the description was that the banks have accused this family of being involved in, it's very concerning. And this is why we're conducting this investigation. What we've learned over the past 2 weeks has been very valuable. Today was very productive for the members, and I think the American people are going to be very interested in our final report and to see just exactly what the Biden family's been involved in and how they've made millions and millions of dollars from our adversaries over the last few years.
At the Oversight Committee's website, you can see they give us some more details on this. They say thousands of pages of financial records related to the Biden family and their companies and associates were made available to members of the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability, which confirmed the importance of this investigation. The Biden family enterprise is centered on Joe Biden's political career and connections, and it has generated an exorbitant amount of money for the Biden family. We've identified 6 additional members of Joe Biden's family who may have benefited from the Biden family businesses that we are investigating, bringing the total number involved to 9. And we're very familiar with Hunter Biden. We're very familiar with James Biden. We're very familiar with Joe Biden. But the question is, who are these other 6 people? And what was their level of involvement? Does this expand into the doctor, Jill Biden? Does it go to Hunter's strange cousin or relationship with that other person called Hallie? Or does it go to other family members that we don't have as much familiarity with? Don't know. They say the Oversight Committee will continue to pursue additional bank records to follow the Biden's tangled web of financial transactions to determine if the Biden family has been targeted by foreign actors and if there is a national security threat. We will soon provide the public with more information about what we've uncovered to date. The American people need transparency and accountability, and the Oversight Committee will deliver much-needed answers. And there was even a tiny fraction of effort by the DOJ to investigate any of these things. We probably know a lot more about it, but they'd rather focus on homegrown domestic violent extremism and Donald Trump rather than focus on their own side. They always want to focus on the politically expedient side rather than applying the even hand of justice, but that's politics. James Comer wasn't alone. Also outside the Treasury was another Oversight Committee member, Representative Nancy Mace. She serves South Carolina, and she was there also outside the Treasury reporting what she found when she was inside. She says, the number of Biden family members involved, more than previously known, and the amount of money involved, astronomical. The shell companies, the accusations of prostitution rings, wild.
Just left the Treasury to review over 100 suspicious activity reports on the Biden family, and I have to tell you, there are more Bidens involved than we knew previously. And every time you overturn, or look under a stone, there's so much more you have to investigate, because it's wild the number of family members involved, and it's even the amount of money that we're talking about in these suspicious activity reports is astronomical. And the accusations therein, the source of the funding, where the money's going, the shell companies, prostitution rings, etc. It's insanity to me that it's not been investigated in the way that it should be.
Yikes. So how far does it go, and what does Joe Biden know about it? And who is the real prime mover behind the whole thing? I mean, who's the person who is energizing this? Is this a Joe Biden centerpiece, or is somebody else doing this? Is it James? Is it Hunter? Is there a ringleader in the Biden crime family? Who do we connect this to? And if it is somebody, like Hunter, the smartest man that Joe Biden knows? Why is Hunter Biden not under more thorough investigation? And why is Hunter Biden on planes with the president, directing him where to go and correcting the record, correcting official questions that are being lobbed towards the president? Hunter would say, no, it's the different state, making sure dad doesn't go too far off track, helping translate a child's question in English from child to Biden so that Biden can answer the question poorly. Feels like maybe Hunter's in charge, not Joe Biden. But it's not just the House of Representatives that's looking into this. The Senate is also inquiring. We've long followed Representatives Ron Johnson and Chuck Grassley, who have been investigating Hunter and the Biden crime family for ages now. Senator Ron Johnson drops a Biden crime family bombshell, now revealing bank records on live TV that show Joe and Hunter received money from the CCP.
Let's face it, Senator Grassley and I pretty well laid out the case against the grifting Biden family back in September of 2020 before the election.
Long time ago.
Our report was completely ignored by the media, just as they ignored the Hunter Biden laptop, because they're advocates for the left themselves. And so what we're finding out now is just new pieces of evidence of the grifts that the Biden family had been involved with. The bank records basically confirm what the Treasury records showed from Senator Grassley's and my report. I think what recently was reported on Fox is the trying to get into the sovereign wealth funds of like Ireland and some of these other countries. You know, our report shows something like a dozen different countries that Hunter Biden was, again, peddling the family name, trying to sell influence. But I think, the trying to tap into sovereign wealth funds, I think, is pretty revealing. You know, why would governments who own those sovereign wealth funds, why would they want to pay into the Biden family coffers, into the Biden family grift? Well, it's to gain influence. It's, who knows exactly how it might benefit from them. But the level of compromise of this president, I think, is just jaw-dropping. And maybe even more jaw-dropping is how the media, except for a few outlets like Fox News, is completely ignoring it. I guess they're okay with it.
They're complicit, I think. I think they allow it to happen. They ran this same scheme with Hillary and Bill Clinton. You remember the Clinton Global Initiative? You remember all of that money that the Bill and Hillary Clinton Foundation, whatever it was called, got when she was running hundreds of millions of dollars. And then suddenly, when she didn't win the following year, remember what those donations looked like? A lot less. Nobody cared anymore. Because they weren't donating because they cared about the cause. They were donating for influence. So the Biden family was doing the same scheme. They were just a little bit less sophisticated about it. They had a crackhead named Hunter who was running around as the bag man, where Hillary and Bill, a little bit more intelligent, they set up a whole charitable organization and they faked like they were doing good humanitarian work while they were getting rich. So a little bit of a different situation here. But Hunter Biden is obviously somebody who has a checkered past, and the Congress has been digging into it for a long time.
And then we lost the majority, so we don't have the chairmanship anymore. But now the House does. And so certainly I'm encouraging James Comer and the House committees to subpoena the other bank records. I thought what was interesting is that Cathay Bank, I know they're denying any involvement with China, just like TikTok. But I thought it was rather revealing that they just handed over records to our Senate committees without any compulsory process. I think it'll require a subpoena process, a compulsory process on the part of the House to get the bank records and not only understand the inflow from different countries into the Biden family coffers, but then where, the outflow, where to go once it went into a bank controlled by Hunter Biden. Did it go down to the Cayman Islands somewhere, the Bahamas, or how did the big guy maybe get his 10%?
Yeah.
That needs to be investigated. By the way, we handed all this over to U.S. Attorney Weiss. He's been sitting on our records now for months, probably evidence for years. Where's the U.S. Attorney's investigation into this as well?
That is just a U.S. attorney. Remember, they didn't assign a special counsel to go investigate Hunter. That's a U.S. attorney in Delaware who's doing that. And apparently he's sitting on everything. The special counsel who is investigating Joe Biden is investigating his classified documents problem, but not the Hunter Biden, not the financial records, not the potential grifting off of America.
He's got stronger investigatory powers than certainly Congress does at this point in time.
Can you answer this question really, really fast? I do have to go. Why do you think that Cafe Bank gave the records so readily?
I think it's a shot across the bow.
To Joe
just showing
Biden?
the Bidens, this is what we can do. This is the information we have.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, indeed.